Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're just joining for the first time, my name is Ibrahim Olukokun and I'm here to help you level up your design or UI UX skill. On this channel, I share free UI UX tutorials, walkthroughs and hands-on exercises to help you master design step by step. In today's video, we're going to cover something that at the very core of great design, which is visual design principles. These are the building blocks that help you create not just pretty designs but functional and effective ones. So whether you're designing for web, mobile, or even print, these principles are going to help you create visuals that grab attention and keep your users engaged. If that sounds great, let's dive in and not waste any more time.
Alright guys, so what exactly are visual design principles? Think of them as the rules that guide how you arrange elements like color, typography, and images to communicate a message. This element helps us to create order out of chaos and make sure that everything on your page works together in harmony to give users the best possible experience. The first principle we are going to talk about is balance. In design, balance means distributing elements evenly to create harmony. There are two types of balance. So we have the symmetrical and asymmetrical balance. Let's zoom in into symmetrical where I have these 6 boxes. So symmetrical balance is when elements are evenly spaced around a central point. You can see that the elements we have here, they have the same amount of spacing all around them. This gives a design a sense of order and formality. On the other hand, where we see our asymmetrical design, asymmetrical balance is when elements are distributed unevenly but they still feel balanced. This type of balance adds more visual interest and can make a design feel dynamic. So you can see that here we have all our elements all spaced together in the same way. This gives us a sense of order, but on this other side, the design is also balanced, but not in a symmetrical way as we have it on the other side. That is just a difference between symmetrical and asymmetrical type of balance and design. Both approaches are valid, and whichever one you choose depends on the feeling you want to create in your design. Symmetrical feels stable and clean, while asymmetrical can feel more creative and energetic. So it all depends on how you want to use these balance in your own work. Next up is contrast. Contrast is one of the most powerful principles in design because it's all about making important elements stand out. So when you use contrast, you are essentially creating a visual hierarchy. You are telling your users where to look first, where this particular element is, how important a particular element is. On this example that I have here now, you have your get started text on the white background, clearly showing that this text is calling your attention. Also in the box here where you have your get started in the container where the color is purple, the white text shows that this text is important and gives us a sense of legibility to read and guides us to see what we want to read. As compared to this part where you can barely see the get started text or where you have this green text over this light purple background. So contrast helps to guide your users on what information is important, how important that information is, and also to create a sense of clean and simple design. So imagine you're working on a product and then you were given a brand color of this particular yellow color. You as a designer has the control on how you decide to use this particular element. For example, this same yellow text, if you had put it on a black background, we would have achieved the same level of result. We can test that out when we duplicate this and then we put this color. Let us pick this color here, and then we give this background instead of a light purple background, we give the background a dark background. You can clearly see now that our text has more contrast with respect to that background as compared to when we are using it on a white background. So contrast helps to tell users where to look and how important an information is. Also in contrast, it helps to tell us which information is important. For example, let's say we have an hero image and then we want to use get the best of football matches with Chelsea football team. We use a bold text here to communicate a message that will drive people's attention as compared to if you have used the text as thin font weight, which would communicate less to our users. So contrast helps us to differentiate which information should be placed, what information to be placed, how important is this information. So we can see this where we have a dark text on a light background to show contrast, or vice versa, where we can have our bold font versus regular font, and then we can have headlines versus smaller body text. So without good contrast, users struggle to navigate or understand your design. So in your design when you're working, always look at how you can make things pop and draw attention to key parts of your design. Alright, another thing I want us to look at is what is called alignment. Let's think of alignment as the invisible grid that holds everything together. When your design elements are properly aligned, it feels more structured and professional. So for example, if you align text with images, colors or buttons or even text, it can make your design look clean and organized. When you have misaligned elements, they just make things feel chaotic and sloppy. So for example, on this page now, let's say we want to put these our elements here. Let's say we are drawing a wireframe, and this part is where you want to put your headline. This part is where you want to put your CTA button, and then you have other part where you want to put your body text. Let's say I want to put my body text around here, and I want to make sure that these designs are well aligned together. You can see that all these designs are aligned to the left. Alignment makes our work easy to flow and makes things less chaotic. So let's say I want to place another element inside of this circle, and then I place this into a color of this, and then I'm placing it here out of nowhere, overshadowing the text I want to put here, placing any text randomly that I want to put here, and then it makes your design look so cluttered and sloppy. So what you want to make sure is that every single thing that you're doing in your work is well aligned and properly aligned. You have the liberty to use your auto layout to help you with alignment. If you have not watched my video on auto layout, please go back and go and check that. It's my last video, very explanatory for you to go through. So alignment helps you to make your work easy and easy for you to just arrange. You can reduce the size of this if you choose to, duplicate it, and auto layout automatically helps you arrange it. You can also change the horizontal alignment of how you want your text to show. You can change if you want it to align to center, if you want it to align to bottom, or you want to align to the top. Alignment helps your work to look neat and easy for you to use. It also helps your users to guide them on how to read information and also makes your work better as a designer. Another thing I want us to look at is what I call repetition in design. So repetition creates consistency in your design. When you use the same elements, the same color, the same font, the same button style across multiple pages or sections of your project or work, it helps your users to feel comfortable navigating their design. For example, let us zoom out a little bit. Let us bring some of our elements that we have created here already. Let's bring out this text. Yeah, let's bring out this text. Let's just cut that and come inside of this circle and just just paste it. And then we want to reduce our text to, let's say, 64, yeah, and then we want to reduce this to, let's say, 24. This is just for practice sake. Let us change that to 34, and then I want to increase the font size. Remember, for contrast, you can see when it was in thin, we can barely see what is typed there. Let us increase this to a bit of regular font, and let us put the size at 24. All right, we want to also reduce the space here, okay, a little bit, and then we want to drag our element a little bit around here. Now, we can also place an image here in this circle, which would correspond to the color that we have used here. Let us go on our plugin and search for a purple image of football. So let us go to there and let's see. So let's search a purple image of football. Purple image of football. That is what we're looking for. And then we want to click on our elements so that when the image is like this. Okay, so let's close this now, and then let us now put a button of the same purple color right here. So now we can have this, and then we can have a logo also that has a purple. Let us see if we can bring out a logo that has a purple. Remember, brand fresh plugin. Let's just click on it and then let's search for purple. Let's see if we have anything around the color. Purple. Maybe we should check purple bricks. So let's click on this and let's drag our logo inside of the auto layout. Let us change the color from this light purple color. Let us give it the same deep purple color that we're using before. Let us also reduce the size of this logo from 720 to 48, or let's say 128. Okay, now let us get that inside of this auto layout. Okay, and that way we can have these elements all working together, making sure that our elements are using the best of elements, ensuring that repetition is well used and utilized in our design process. Another thing you want to ensure in your design is making sure that there is enough white space for your design element to breathe. So white space or negative space is like the breath of fresh air your design needs. It's the empty space between elements, and while it might seem simple, it's actually very important. So white space helps to guide your users' attention and makes your design easier to navigate. Imagine that all this information that we have here, we had put very close knitted like this, and then we reduce this also to, let's say, 0. You can see that our work is looking a little bit clustered and sloppy. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we had enough white space. The way I do my own work is to make sure that every single element is using a spacing that is even. Usually I use even numbers, so I might give this like 64 instead. Let's say 64 here also. It's just to make my work even. I can already see that there is a little bit of padding inside this also, because you can see that my logo is aligned to the left, but these ones are not properly aligned to the left. That means that I've added a padding of 8 on the left side and at the top part. So I want to remove that also, remove that. I want to make sure that this text also has 0 padding around it, so that everything is clearly aligned to the left. You can see that, and then there is enough white space for the text and elements to breathe also. So adding white space improves readability and draw attention to key elements in your design. Now that we've covered these essential principles, it's time for us to have a little hands-on practice. I want you to open your Figma and create a simple landing page using these principles. Now I want you to follow all through also. So let's say I want to drag this out, and I also want to drag out another section of the page that I had already created. Let's say I want to drag this out also. Control C. I want to bring that out here. Here we'll have it. So guys, you can see the changes that I've made now. I've made sure that every single thing is well aligned together. The edit item goes here. You can see the information of this on this page can go like this, and then the website can go on and on and on, ensuring that there is consistency in our design and everything is visually balanced.
And that's it for today's lesson on visual design principles. I hope you guys found these very helpful. These principles are the foundation of every great design, and the more you practice using them, the better you'll be at creating designs that not only look good but are easy to use. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video where we dive even more deeper into Figma and design best practices. And as always, feel free to drop questions or thoughts in the comments below, and let's learn and grow together. See you in my next video. Happy designing!